Hi everyone, it's Mindy Eggen and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you one simple step that completely changes the look of your die cut, and honestly, I can't believe I haven't been doing this sooner. All you need is a stamp, and it adds so much more depth and interest to your finished piece. I'm going to have all of the supplies I'm using today linked down below in the video description and over on my blog. So let's get started. For today's project, I'm going to be using the Craft of Flower Butterfly Ranunculus, but any of the Craft of Flowers or any die cuts would work for this technique. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick off the dies that create the flowers, and I am going to die cut those using white cardstock. And each of the flowers has its own keyhole design, which is also shown in the guide that is in your packaging. I also went ahead and die cut out my stems and leaves from some white cardstock, but I'm going to start with the flowers, and I'm only using two of the three flowers. I'm going to be using the Ink Collection Sun-Kissed Delights, and the first thing I want to do is take a small blending brush and just add a light wash of color. This is using the Peachy Glow. So I start in the center, I blend out. You could also use some light colored cardstock, but I really love to create my own gradual transitions just by using ink. So I'm doing that for both sets of the flowers that I'm going to be using. Next, I'm going to bring in my stamp wheel with my sticky mat, and I'm going to be using this pattern stamp from the Craft Your Life project kit, Stitched with Love. It kind of has like this crosshatch pattern to it. I'm placing this on the top of my plate. So the actual stamp portion is facing up towards me right now. I'm using this as a guide on where to place my flowers on my sticky mat. So you can see every now and then I bring in the top plate, kind of place it over the top, make sure all of my flowers, or as many as I can fit underneath. And then I am going to ink up this design using the golden honeycomb. So this is kind of the second ink in the Sun-Kissed Delights collection. I'll ink it up really well, and then I'm going to flip my plate over and stamp that pattern or that design onto my petals. Now, keep in mind, this particular pattern does cover quite a bit of the petals. So that's why I was trying to go with a really light color. And I also love how I already have that base color, but you could experiment and try it with a light colored cardstock as well. I did that for both of the flowers that I'm going to be using. And then I'm bringing them back in and I spread them out onto the sticky mat. And I'm going to start doing some ink blending. I'm going to be starting with Amber Blaze, which is the third color in this collection. And I'm using a mini blending brush or a small blending brush to start building up that contrast. Now, each of the times I am starting in the center, blending my way out, but really not going very far because I want to leave that pattern on the edge of the petals. Then I'm going to step each of those up using the melted butterscotch. So I switched out my petals. I brought in the next flower doing the same thing using a mini blending brush. And I think I also bring in a micro blending brush so that I'm really controlling the amount of dark color that I'm placing down. Once I'm happy with my petals, I'm going to bring in the center for one of the flowers. This one I'm using the Citrus Punch collection, and I'll only be using the last two colors in this. So starting with a lemonade stand and the more circle-ish one, the solid one, I added the lemonade stand to that. And then the smaller piece that's going to go over the top, I did with raw amber. For the leaves and the stems, I'm going to start with that light wash of color. This is using the Tropical Forest collection. And the light wash of color is going to be bamboo. And then coming in with olive, just placing that in some of the areas to give that a little bit more contrast and character. Then for the assembly, sometimes it can be really hard to read the numbers that are etched onto the actual petals or onto the actual keyholes. So what I'm doing is referencing the guide and I'm matching up the pieces. So you can see the first piece I lined up there, the second piece and third piece, and I'm placing them in order on my mat. So I'm really just looking at the picture on which shape is supposed to be number one, which shape is supposed to be number two, and that is super helpful. It does it for each of the different shapes of the keyhole system. Especially after we went ahead and added some pattern stamping to this and some ink blending, those numbers or those etchings on the actual cardstock can be hard to read. So it's really good to be able to reference this guide to make sure we get that in the right order. I finished the assembly of this flower, which is going to be kind of facing off to the right-hand side. I'm matching that keyhole up with the keyhole design that is on the stem, placing the plain white cut piece over the top because then we're covering that with a die cut piece that I had ink blended with bamboo. So we completely covered the keyhole system. I'm going to use those same steps, referencing the guide to align the next keyhole system. This one, I apologize, you can't see it on screen as far as the layering guide. It's down towards the bottom in the guide, but I matched up. This one is actually a keyhole system. The other one had more of the arrow. So again, just matching up your sizes to what one should be layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4, obviously in order, in numerical order, and then adding a little bit of liquid glue to the back of the centers and adhering my flower together. Now, this one is going to have the center. So, the main one that is going over the top, I never really ink blend that because you're not going to see it. And then we can cover it and finish it off with the details. And then this one, I'm going to actually place over on the left hand side to give myself just this really nice small bouquet. And I can bring in some of the extra leaves to fill in that foliage. Next, I need to create a background for this, and I wanted to add some color, but I wanted to do something a little different than ink blending. So I'm bringing in Dewdrops ink, and I'm using a small rubber brayer, and I'm going to just roll that over my ink pad, and I'm going to quickly sweep over the top of my cardstock with the rubber brayer. And this is going to give it just a little bit of an interesting look to the background. Some of the areas are kind of scattered. I didn't get complete coverage, and I like it that way. It's just something very subtle and just different than ink blending a background. I'm placing that background I created into my stamp wheel. I place the squiggly lines stencil over the top, and then I'm bringing in the 3D crystal effects gel, and I'm going to kind of sporadically spread that over the stencil. Again, I did not want this to be kind a complete stenciled background. I just wanted something subtle, and the 3D crystal effects is really just going to add some shine to the background. I'm stamping a couple sentiments from the Wholehearted Sentiments Mother's Day edition set using my stamp wheel and the Obsidian ink and the coordinating die to die cut them out. Something I probably should have done before I did the 3D crystal effects was add my splatter, but this works whether you do it before or after. I'm using ivory black watercolor that I placed down onto my work surface mixed with a little bit of water, and then adding that to my background using a paintbrush. I will be creating a side folding card base that I used with my scoring board and then reinforcing that fold with a bone folder. And I trimmed my background down once it had completely dried. I trimmed it down to about 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm adding foam tape to the back of that panel so I can pop it up onto my card front. For attaching my small bouquet, I'm going to be placing that kind of on the left hand side of my card front. I'm just using liquid glue for this, but be very careful because the one stem is a little delicate. So I'm trying to hold both of the flowers at the same time so they don't flop around on the front of my card and I can place them exactly where I want. And once you do have that in place, I would suggest placing something heavy over the top and letting that sit for a few minutes. I'm adding liquid glue to the back of my sentiments, having the longer one overhang the edge just a little bit, and again, place something heavy on it and let it sit for a few minutes. Now you can see that really fun pattern that we added to our petals with a little bit of the ink blending to kind of soften that design up a little bit. I hope this one simple step gives your die cuts a whole new look and inspires you to experiment a little on your next card. Thank you all so much for watching today, and here is another video that I think you might enjoy.